Hi friends, welcome to EduTap. So welcome to yet another lecture of the marathon series for IBPS AFO 2019-20. So this is lecture number 7 and we have been discussing SECC 2011. This is part 2. So as I told you that based on the trends of the previous year, we can see that the questions are coming from a diverse sources. Okay, so we need to be sure that we are preparing government schemes. We need to be sure we are preparing important subsidies or the latest premium rates that the government brings out. We should also be sure regarding any important surveys, important reports, right? And one of the important sources is SECC 2011 as well. So there are so many data points that you need to remember. So few of them we discussed in part 1 and today the remaining ones are going to be discussed, right? So before moving forward, let me just tell you about the courses that EduTap offers for IBPS AFO 2019-20. So basically there are 3 kinds of courses as part of the first kind that you can see on your screens. It's a complete test series wherein you get 10 full-length mock tests for phase 1, 25 sectional tests for phase 2 and 25 full-length tests for phase 2. Right? So the second kind of course is phase 1 plus phase 2 wherein there are 10 full-length tests for phase 1 and there is complete video package for phase 2. Like for each topic you'll get concept video, you'll get concept notes, summary sheets, worksheets and MCQs, right? The third kind of course is only for phase 2 wherein the only thing that you're going to miss out on is the phase 1 10 full-length mock test, right? So these are the 3 kinds of course offerings that we have. Now let me tell you that we are offering a 15% off on all these AFO courses, and if you want to avail this particular discount you can use the coupon code AFO15 that you can see on your screens, right? Okay. Now friends, the tentative dates, I mention these dates each time when I take or start this lecture. The only reason behind this is to keep reminding you about when is the examination going to be held, and accordingly you need to structure or schedule your preparation, right? So when you talk about the preliminary examination, it's going to be held on 28th of December 2019 and 29th of December 2019, okay? And the mains examination 25th of Jan 2020, right? So these are the tentative dates, but 99% these dates are going to be your exam dates as well, right? Okay, so as I told you, today SECC 2011 is going to be covered. This is in continuation of the previous lecture, that is lecture 6. Quickly friends, as I told you in the last lecture, first caste-based census of independent India. This is very important, okay? Please keep this in mind, okay? India's first paperless census, this is also important, and it was conducted in 640 districts of the country. This is again important. Moving on, it is a study of socio-economic status, okay, of rural as well as the urban households. This is again important, okay, and it allows the ranking of these households based on predefined parameters, okay. We also saw in the previous lecture what are those parameters: inclusion parameters, automatic inclusion, automatic exclusion, okay, grades of deprivation. We saw all these things, and we also saw it is based on SR Hashim committee's recommendations, okay. So all these things we saw as part of the questions that we discussed in lecture 6, right? And the other important thing, it has 3 components, okay, and all these 3 components are managed by 3 separate authorities, okay. So the one conducted in rural area is conducted by the Department of Rural Development, okay. In the urban area, the administrative jurisdiction is under Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, and the caste census, if you see the caste element here, it is under the administrative control of the Ministry of Home Affairs, okay. So these are the 3 important, you can say, the units that have come together to produce this SECC 2011, right? Okay, now objectives, that also we saw that it enables the ranking of households, okay, based on socio-economic status. This is very important, okay. Now based on these rankings, the state governments will get a clear picture, okay, and then they would have the list of families living below the poverty line. Based on this, what they can do is they can come out with certain schemes, okay, and they can allocate funds, they can take certain decisions. So again, it's going to be very important. We also saw how it is different from the regular population census, okay. We also would come up with lectures that has important data points related to the population census as well, right? Okay. So let's start with question number 1. So basically it says, which of the following states tops the list of the largest number of manual scavenger households as per SECC 2011? Now friends, just understand, no concept based questions here, okay? Everything needs to be memorized, okay? And the best way to do it is keep recollecting the previous lectures, okay? Now today I'll just show you certain examples, like if I'm talking about percentage of total rural households doing, for example, say X task or Y task, immediately your mind should ask, okay, yesterday we had studied what is the total rural population, okay? So immediately start linking and memorize the data which you have already done, okay? No other way out, you need to revise it multiple number of times. The answer for this particular question, friends, it is Maharashtra, okay? Keep this particular question in mind, very simple. Second question out here says, as per the SECC 2011, a rural household will be automatically included in below poverty line if households fulfill which of the following criteria, okay? So basically you are talking about automatic inclusion, okay? So the options are households without shelter, destitute living on alms, manual scavenger families, 1 and 2, or all 1, 2 and 3. Let us see the answer first. So the answer for this particular question, friends, it is all 1, 2 and 3, okay? So households without shelter, destitute living on alms, manual scavenger families, if any of these is fulfilled, then automatic inclusion takes place. Let us see here. So as per SECC 2011, there are 5 parameters of automatic inclusion for rural households here, okay, in the BPL category, okay? So if any one of these condition gets fulfilled, then that particular household would automatically come under the BPL category, okay? So what are those 5 parameters? We have seen 3. The first 3 have been mentioned as part of the options in the question. Apart from that, you have primitive tribal groups, okay? The last one is legally released bonded labor. Now friends, just go back to the previous lecture. Yesterday we discussed a question based on primitive tribal groups, okay? Now you need to recollect that question and the answer as well, okay? So this is a kind of revision that I'm expecting out of you through these lectures, right? Okay. Move on to question number 3. So it says, as per SECC 2011, what percentage of total rural households have been excluded from BPL households, okay? So here basically we are talking about total rural households. Out of that, there is certain exclusion from BPL category. So what is that percentage of rural households, okay? Now immediately your mind should go to yesterday's lecture. Try recollecting what was the total rural households that we studied as part of SECC 2011, okay? The answer for this particular question, friends, it is 39.35%. Understand that, okay? So here you can see total excluded households based on fulfilling any of the 14 parameters of exclusion is 7.707 crore, which is again 39.35% of the total rural households. Now understand, this is based on automatic exclusion. One question we saw, it was based on automatic inclusion. This is 14 parameters of automatic exclusion, okay? Coming to question number 4, friends. So which of the following states has the highest number of people with mental ailments in India? Okay, again a very you can say a social issue which requires attention, okay? The answer for this particular question, friends, it is Kerala, okay? So though it is not expected, but yes, it is Kerala, the state of Kerala. Next, so 5th question. As per SECC 2011, how many households have been engaged in manual scavenging for livelihood? Again, though we have tried our best to remove this as an occupation, but still there are households who are involved in manual scavenging, okay? The answer for this particular question, friends, it is 1.8 lakh households. That's again a very big number. It should have been avoided, okay? Now you can see that still 1.80 lakh households are engaged in manual scavenging for their livelihood, and the largest number of manual scavengers are present in the state of Maharashtra. This was one important question that we discussed yesterday in the previous lecture, I mean. And after Maharashtra, if you see, it is followed by Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Tripura, Karnataka and Punjab. So it's important that you know the first, second and the third state. That's more than enough. Coming to the sixth question out here, as per SECC 2011, what is the average household size in rural India? Okay, now the answer for this particular question, friends, it is 4.93%. Okay, so again, not absolute number. Okay, so again the same thing is given here. Coming to question number 7, guys. So as per SECC 2011, what percentage of rural households in India is headed by male member? Okay. So again, let's see the answer for this. The answer is 87%. Again, you can see gender disparity kind of a thing. Okay, like, yeah, you can call that. Okay, so what percentage of rural households they are headed by male member? 87%. Again, tell me the answer for this. How many total rural households are there as per the SECC 2011, which was again discussed as part of the lecture 6, right? The answer for this particular question we have already seen, 87%. The last question, friends, for discussion, as per SECC 2011, what percentage of total rural households in India pay income tax? This is again very important. Their inclusion into the formal economy will be possible only if they register themselves, okay, and if they are formally the tax payee, okay. The answer for this particular question, it is 4.57%. You can see how small the number is. Okay, we really need to improve upon this if we want to formalize the economy, if we want to make the households a part of the formalized Indian economy, right? The answer you have seen, so 4.57% of the total rural households, that means 82.21 lakh. Okay, so here again reiterate, remember the total rural households and the urban households that we discussed as part of the previous lecture, right? So friends, yes, we are done with today's lecture. Very small, short. Just make sure then and there you memorize these data points, right? In case you want to know the features of our courses, you can visit our website www.edutab.co.in. You can drop us a mail hello@edutab.co.in. Give us a call on 814-620-7241. So till then, friends, thank you so much. Keep preparing and happy learning.